Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teachers Do. Today I have with me Jared.
How you doing?
And today we're going over, I'm hoping, the first of two Superman Doomsday related mini episodes, going over the two miniseries that actually were the follow-ups to the return and to the death of Superman.
Love it.
Yep, where with this one, Superman Doomsday Hunter Prey, which was set up during Return of Superman after Cyborg Superman threw him in his face.
Yeah.
And he put a little device on there, and then we see Doomsday go, ha 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 ha, meaning he was still alive.
I gotta say, I love Superman with long hair.
Long hair.
The mullet. It looks
People
good.
Keep calling him did you notice Jurgens made fun of that?
Yeah, I know. See,
I love that. I love that. I was like, it's a mullet. It was long hair. It's a mullet. It was long hair.
I love that. The one thing I will say though is that I wish that they would give Superman a beard for a long period of time because I think he could pull it off.
He
cool.
did. He pulled it off during Exile.
Yeah, which I'm like, hey, that's cool. I love bearded Superman.
All right. So, are you aware of these stories?
I'm definitely aware of them because this is like the one part of the death of Superman, like quadrilogy, if you will, that I have the least amount of context for.
I got the omnibus or the trade omnibus, not a hardcover omnibus. But yeah, this is where I'm afraid. I'm just a kid, and I'm absolutely terrified, scared stiff. Something is down there in the dark, in the cellar. I can't see it, can't hear it either, but I know it's down there waiting for me. I run from the stairs, feeling guilty as sin. Ma asked me to get her something, and I've let her down. Seems like I'm always letting someone down. Soon as she sees me, she gives me that look, that sigh, the one that speaks volume. Ma knows I'm afraid. The whole world knows. Makes me feel about 2 inches tall. But Ma's special. A warm hug and some kind words bolster my sagging courage. I promise to go into the cellar and bring up the ironing board she asked for. I want to earn my allowance. I want to do what's right. Look at Ma. Look at Martha.
Love that.
She is not bad looking in her youth.
No, she's not.
And my knees shake all the way down the stairs. The monster is here, but I still can't see him. Too dark. My hand is shaking. It's hard to find the light switch. I'm just a kid, but when the light comes on, I finally hear it. I'm not a kid anymore, and then I see it. The thing in the dark. The monster. The killer. Roar! Doomsday. We're in Metropolis fighting again. The killer is fast. Lightning fast. In the fury of it all, I can't fight back. I'm too afraid. Too afraid of what's to come. The pain. The hurt. The death. The monster killer has already gotten the others. Deep down, I know he'll get me too. I'm a kid again, and I can't fight back. The fear has me all locked up. As the killing blow storms towards my face, I do the same thing I always do. I wake up. Every night, the same thing, the same dream, over and over again, endlessly and repeating endlessly. This has never happened to me before. And again, nothing had ever killed me before either. Doomsday. Am I really afraid of him? Me! I shouldn't be afraid of anything. But those dreams. I know the cyborg took Doomsday's body from Cadmus and tossed it into space. Why? What possible motive could he have had? Is there some deeper connection between the two? What's happening out there? As we then see this one scientific stuff, they find it, and at first they're like, "Oh, what's this? It can't be! I'm not taking any chances! Get it out! Get it out!" And he, with one hand, hand. Look at that! One hand, he holds onto it.
Yeah.
And then,
well, wasn't that's bloody as hell. Didn't Doomsday fight with one arm when he first showed up for a period?
Yep, yes, one arm tied by a leg to the point where that one kid's like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah, that I'll give them that. That is really cool.
Mitch.
Yeah,
I like Mitch. Like Mitch. That's why I'm so glad they brought him back for that Death of Superman special. And because we've seen him before. In fact, he always got superpowers at one point.
But I love how
Oh,
bloody that is, where the dude is like cut in half by the cord.
yep. But now remember, this is before they're married, but they're still engaged.
Okay, I was wondering about that.
Years ago, before I found Lewis, I was convinced I'd never find anyone to be with. I wondered how anyone could ever relate to me. My talents, my powers made me different. When someone tried to get close, like Lana, I'd keep them at arm's length. But all that was before I found Lois. Knocking at my window, that usually means, Clark, it's 3 in the morning. What is it? What's wrong? The dreams, Lois. I just can't shake them. No, that's the other thing. They're not living together yet.
I see.
So there is still that, or because remember, they only got engaged only a little bit before the death. Now, granted, we're gonna have the wedding happen much sooner, but then we know how it all happened.
Yeah, that's such a great story.
Oh yeah, but and like I said, like I've said before to you, him and Wendy were not even close to having even a friendship by this point.
Well,
Not by this point, Superman and Wendy rarely interacted.
there's a reason for that.
Oh yeah,
and
editorial.
Yes, exactly, and we talk about that on my show. That's all intentional.
But that was actually also Wonder Woman's editorial that we're actually putting the kibosh, not Superman's. They're the ones that said like, "Oh, let's have the two interact." Wonder Woman's office the one saying no.
Yeah, I know. Well, to a degree, yeah.
It was Karen Berger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which
editors in the
even if they're not romantically involved, you would think Wonder Woman and because it shouldn't be that the New 52 was the first time they had a team up book.
No. Well, okay, a team up book, you're right. But to be fair, though, you didn't have that many team up books except for the World's Finest. But that's because that was by Legacy.
No, but I'm just saying because you would think the Trinity people would team up more.
Well, that's the other thing, though. The Trinity is much newer than people think.
Yeah, it is.
Better. Well, that's how Infinite Crisis is when they actually first came up with leading up to Infinite Crisis. It's when it actually became a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the point when Diana, Bruce, and Clark were these locked.
Mm-hmm.
Beforehand, it was Superman, Batman, but Wonder Woman was just there.
That's true.
And again, that's the biggest reason why I'm always so pro Lois, whose hair is red is very orangey. Even though
that's interesting.
This is her brunette day. This is her brunette days.
It looks like this may have been part of the inspiration for like Amy Adams as Lois because she's a redhead.
I don't think so. Yeah, guy goes in there, find out what's going on, and
it just flies off. I love that.
Like, listen to the baby scream. Hey, must be a grisly sight in there. We shouldn't have eaten lunch before we came. We better up and typical Doomsday. But he's known as the Armageddon creature, and they're on Apocalypse.
Yeah, isn't this where they established that like as Doomsday regenerates, the bones get like sharper because when he first showed up,
no, not sharper. They'll just regrow. Even his bones will regrow.
Yeah, because I was saying because I could be wrong. I don't remember in Death he had like those intense spikes.
No, no. None of those grew. That was something else. This was the point where at least it made clear like the leg thing, which would make Doombreaker later on, what regrew.
Okay, I didn't know that.
But yeah, basically, and Lois is trying to comfort him, saying Doomsday is dead. But of course, he needs to see it. He needs to find out to make sure he's still dead. And this is where we get reminded about Krypton's genetic engineering, which caused their civil war, which eventually led to the destruction of the planet through
burn.
Yeah, well. Yeah, but you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, I know.
They're the terrorist thing.
Yeah.
So basically, he wants to make sure no one else can recreate him. But I love how they bring that up, and then you don't realize it's going to be key.
Yeah.
And just look at that. It'll be tough. The Justice League might be of some assistance. I don't want you to do this, Lois. I spent weeks thinking you were gone. That I never see you again. Something about all this makes me feel so creepy. I'll be back. I promise. Don't make promises you can't keep, Clark. Don't lie to me. Never. I hate myself for torturing her this way. It's not fair to her. It's not fair to us. But I have to stop the dreams. Have to face the fear. But you know why Darkseid's in here? Because because Jurgens heard fans speculating that Doomsday looks a bit like Darkseid. What if they're connected? That's why this connection. He tries to take so many of the possible series and
because I do remember, wasn't it like in the Jeff Loeb, Michael Turner run that Darkseid at least cloned Doomsday?
No, those simulacras. Those weren't even clones. He could never properly clone Doomsday. Those clones were very weak.
Well, yeah,
you have to be like
when you have Batman fighting with a battle axe, yeah, they have to be weak.
I know, so they could never properly clone him.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep. The monsters already ripped through several divisions of your best troops. Your orders? Summon my elite guard, lowly Desaad. They will not halt the creature, only slow its progress. If we cannot develop a plan that will allow Apocalypse to survive, we shall prepare for evacuation. Crap! And the funny thing is, though, we later find out in the annual, this is not the first time Doomsday's been to Apocalypse.
Oh, wow.
So that's why they're taking this seriously. But then he smashes into one of them, and turns out the little thing that the Cyborg Superman left, it was basically his Trojan horse.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we get his permanent look from then on.
Oh, that's cool.
Which do you prefer, this look or when he actually has the Superman outfit? I prefer that's going to make him stand on his own.
Yeah, I like this more because he's not Superman. That was when they were trying to make you think he might be Clark. This one,
I'm just saying because Rebirth brought him back in that outfit when Jurgens did it.
Well, because wasn't he in like New 52 and Rebirth another Kryptonian from the House of L?
No.
Okay.
He was never. It was always still been Hank Henshaw. In fact, he later revealed that the Hank Henshaw he had in Superman and Lois series, you've read that, of course. Turns out that was him slightly altered and with his memories forgotten. So he had fake flesh on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he used a device to reawaken himself, and he ripped the flesh off, and he's back to being looking like Superman again.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Well, over here it says that in the New 52 he was Zor-El.
Yes, New 52. You're right. And then they killed him off during Doomed.
Yeah, but that's what I was talking about here. It made sense that they gave that cyborg Superman the suit because he was Kryptonian. Yep. This one, yeah, I agree with you. I like this one more because it gives him more of a distinct look.
But still keeps he still has that little bit.
Iconography.
Yeah, he still has that little bit, but it's its own thing. But I love that. The cyborg Superman is alive and well. When the insufferable Superman destroyed Hank Henshaw, my previous body, he could never have known my mind would find refuge elsewhere. And even he couldn't have guessed it was on Doomsday's back. And now beware, Apocalypse. After Doomsday softens you up, I'll be more than ready to finish the job. So both of them are alive.
Wow.
All right. You know the legends as well as I. The monster cannot be killed. They say, however, and that was not so on Earth. So basically, he's going to go meet up with Matt Ryder, but he's doing this to get his attention from the Linear Men, so he can find out. Remember, Matt Ryder and Wave Rider are the same from different points in history.
Yeah, I figured that. I was like, wait a second here.
Yep. Don't flatter yourself by thinking that we constantly monitor only you, Superman. The young boy in that house will soon awaken to see Superman standing in his backyard. That boy was me. I remember this night well. Matt Ryder and Wave Rider. I was hoping you'd show up, although Wave Rider and I will be invisible to all but yourself. I've always known that I would come here one day. I'll be honest, as much as I liked the Linear Men back then, after what Jeff Johns and Jurgens especially would do with Rip Hunter and Booster, I cannot really stand the Linear Men anymore after that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can't, especially how Jurgens then made it very clear, the Linear Men are not that good people. Yeah. They're the ones more likely to break the time than anything. Mm-hmm. Which, of course, it's kind of feel like you're talking smack about characters you created, Dan.
Which I love when writers do that. I love that.
Yeah. But I think he wants to know about Doomsday. He wants to find out, and I love this, like, information we have regarding Doomsday would have to come through most extraordinary means. You have to find out on your own. Sounds like a cop-out to me. Hey, Superman, you know the linear men seek only to protect the time stream. If we tell you secrets, it would shake the balance of the future. We must come. Which, by the way, I want to say, you know, I know one of my favorite things that Paul Levitz did with the Legion.
What?
Once they brought back the Superboy and knew that up, he revealed Superboy actually did go to the Superman Museum and see Doomsday and find out he killed him, and it freaked out. So
wow, really?
That's when they started mind wiping him every time he would go back, because he couldn't know. He couldn't know that, but yeah, just see him as like, of course he would go to the museum and find out he would be killed against this monster. And how else would he react? How would you react?
He'd probably be like, hey, Bruce, I'm going to die in the future. Assemble the good Justice League.
No. I mean, in general, no, dude.
Yeah.
It's a Superboy.
Yeah, he would freak out.
He didn't even know Bruce.
Yeah, he would freak out.
Yep. Of course, I love it. He's calling out saying, it's what you used to do, pointing out like how he did interfere with time, and now you're giving me all the rules?
Yeah, I love that.
So basically, he flies off there. Basically, feels like, because, yeah, he is just like, nothing wrong, Mr. Writer. Just teach your son to do what's right while you still have time. Oh! I love that.
That's super SmackDown right there.
Yeah, but again, I like how Jurgen make it very clear. Even Superman would be like, just teach your son to do what's right. He'd say that knowing he's listening.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God, this is so cool.
I have yet to encounter the being who can withstand the use unsuppressed force of my Omega beams. Like, your existence has been whispered about in fearful tones for years, creature. The only beings who do not tremble upon hearing of you are those who do not know of your power. And I, the one who can equal it, die, creature. As he keeps zapping him. My Omega beams burn harder than the fiery pits of apocalypse itself. Let your lifeless body rest deep under. So you need to transport him into the melted coating of there. Let the universe know that you died once and for all at the feet of Darkseid. Impossible. Darkseid gets punked.
He draws blood from Darkseid.
Which I think, as much as I love this story, the critic in me is saying Jurgens is making Doomsday too powerful.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I don't think Doomsday could withstand the Omega beams.
Depending. Now, here's the thing, though. This is before Darkseid got upgraded and revealed he's either merged with his other selves or that he's more of a god. This is still when even Darkseid was restrained.
True. But still, I'm like...
I love that. The legends are true. You are beyond death. Oh, boy, so Darkseid has fallen. Oh, look, meets up with Maxima trying to get help. At least Maxima's not trying to say, hey, why don't we make some super babies this time?
I have a joke with a friend of mine who ships Super Wonder, and it's like in our continuity, we're like Diana and Clark are together. Diana has like a dartboard with Maxima's head on it.
Yeah, but to be fair, though, she has since given up, and then she sacrificed herself during our Worlds at War.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, so basically they get word he's on Apocalypse. And of course he wonders, is he there? And he basically says, like, the sun is desperate.
He's calling Superman. Hey, dude, can we get some help here? How'd you kill the Sale?
Yep. The side. Give me the details on the problem you have. No, I cannot. Decide out. He's being invasive, but this is where he realizes you have to go there. Even wanting Doomsday, create an apocalypse, something I never considered. But there is a slight resemblance to Darkseid. Not really, but he's taking it from fans.
Yeah.
Incredible, my friend. You have defeated Darkseid himself. With him down, Apocalypse is ripe to be taken. The royal palace lies ahead. And once I've taken that, I can control this planet's communications and technological networks. In a matter of hours, the ball of flame and sludge will be mine. Warworld will live again. No. So he wants to make Apocalypse into a war world, which means take Darkseid's world and turn it into the knockoffs world.
Just that image of Doomsday dragging Darkseid by his cloak is just so badass.
Yep. So using a boom tube in a mother box, he makes his way there, and then, hey, Kenshaw, I relinquished my human identity long ago. I believe Earth's press referred to me as the cyborg. I suggest you do the same. No, they put in the cyborg to separate him from Cyborg.
Yeah.
I don't know how you got here or what you're up to, but I'm taking you down. And to keep it in, we're still in the first issue.
This is an intense first issue.
Darkseid, he is my enemy. I should use my power to repair this view screen. Observe, Superman. This really ought to make your day. It's like me. It hits me like a nuclear blast. Emotions flowing through me. Horror, terror, madness, memories of the pain, the death, Doomsday, alive. I thought you knew. I thought that's why you were here. No matter. You're my kill. Oh, boy. But then he uses a boom tube to send, decided to use a boom tube to send Doomsday away. And unfortunately, well, he's gone and he doesn't know where. And even then, I should have been faster. Did I hold back? When I saw Doomsday alive, I felt the fear. Did part of me want him to escape? No, that can't be true. I wanted to nail him here on Apocalypse. Now he's gone. But where? And what if he's on Earth?
I like the way they have Superman feel fear.
Well, of course he would.
But it's like I like those moments when they have Superman go through actual human emotions. It shows that he's a Kryptonian, but he's raised among humans. He's raised to be a human.
Yep, but we have Wave Rider. He's considering the words. Meanwhile, what Superman said. Meanwhile, Superman's on Apocalypse and Kryptonian Doomsday, Darkseid. You're hurt. I never thought it possible, but Doomsday hurt you bad. Whoa! If Darkseid's down, then I'm the only one left to stop the cyborg. So now he's tossing the sod around. Now I always find no, never mind. But he's ready to just take all this wonderful technology and make it into a new war world. And just look at this.
That art image of the close-up on
He's
Cyborg.
blasting all of them. He's attacking all of them from their technology.
That looks so cool.
And then Superman leaves the mother box to heal Darkseid.
That's something only Superman would do.
Yep. And that basically it's leaving it like next thing you know, I'll be saving Attila the Hun. Good luck, Darkseid. You're gonna owe me after this. And then Wave Rider shows up and he actually is there to help him. Like, your frustration is understandable. I'm fully aware of what's at stake here. Not just Doomsday himself, but if he goes unstopped, it'll be Doomsday for millions. But I must weigh but he's trying to understand everything, so he decides then to share the information. And this is where we get the origin of Doomsday.
It's Bertram.
Bertram. That's where we find out about it all. How they created this infant, sent it out, and as we know, it would die, and they would just go up and then pick up whatever was left. And then number on the baby. I'll be lucky to find a shred. Remember this though, Doomsday's literally a clone of a baby. Constantly put through literal forced evolution.
That's insane.
And look at this. He has a baby. Look at that. Now, that woman we saw, that woman here, that's her older now, and so much time has passed.
Look at the little munchkin. Look at the little creature.
Yep, but of course, though, it's the whole notion of the quote Malcolm from Jurassic Park. You kept on wondering if you could. You didn't start to ask if you should.
Yeah. By the way, I love when they homage this in Superman and Lois when they turn Bizarro into Doomsday.
Yep. But then look at it. Baby was no longer. We called him the Ultimate. It was the most appropriate name. And sure enough, he then killed all of them. And then they realized, crap, what do we do?
I love how they retcon. He always had those giant shoulder spikes.
Yeah, well, it basically was all covered up.
Okay.
That's what it was revealed. We'll get to that. But I had not expected him to make permanent survival status this soon. Really? So he comes in and kills them. You cannot kill your father. Like dude, he sees you as nothing but rage and anger.
Because you keep killing him.
But I love this though. The technology they developed here is what would then be used to kickstart Kryptonians and Krypton's genetic usage, and then would eventually lead to the Civil War. I love that.
Because isn't the planet they land on primordial Krypton?
Yeah, and basically they would find the technology and use it.
That's crazy.
And then we go to this other planet where the entire royal family would sacrifice themselves to form the Radiant, a being of pure energy. And they are the ones who stopped Doomsday. Now, it turns out he's gone to other planets. We'll find it out in the annual.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and so they wrapped out because they felt they're the type of people who wouldn't kill him, but they wouldn't bury him. So they covered him up in a ceremonial outfit.
And that's a containment suit.
Yeah. No, it's not a containment suit. It's a ceremonial.
No, but that's what we originally thought was a containment suit.
Yeah. And it turns out that where he was left, though, ran a trip to an asteroid field and crashed on the Earth.
Wow.
He is unkillable. So says the legend. You recovered it in a hurry. I guess Mother Box really can work wonder. As I expect you to do, Superman. You are responsible for the cyborg's presence here. I expect you to deal with him. Get him off of Apocalypse. Now! And trade one evil for another? I should leave him here and let you fight it out. But innocence would pay the price. And I can't let that happen. So he even tries to shoot missiles. So, of course, Superman goes to deal with them. Because he knows there's innocence down there. There's still innocence on Apocalypse. And sure enough, he stops it. And I would ask you how this will conclude, Time Writer, but I doubt you would tell me. True, no matter. I already know. For only one conclusion is possible. Henshaw! And then he sends the Omega Beams. Superman then holds Henshaw. He gets zapped. But he's still barely alive. Thought for sure that would Jew you in. No one can beat me. So that's it, Superman and the Kryptonian tech and the Apocalyptian tech.
Wow.
So look, he tries to keep on changing himself like into a new form. Takes him down, and then another form. But then, enough. The Kryptonian was useful while I recuperated. My power are now at their peak. This farce must end. And he then seems to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
When I beat him before, I knew his conscience would survive. But this... You are far too soft, Kryptonian. So yeah, so then he finds out that the Sod sent him to the planet with the Radiant. Of course, he can't be killed the same way twice, so he basically just sent it there, and it's not going to work a second time. But I get why the Sod did it. Mm-hmm. It's the only other planet that was known to have defeated him.
Yeah.
So of course they're going to head over there, and of course he's still a kid, terrified. I know I'm breathing through this, and there's so much good dialogue, but to be fair, this is a big action piece.
It's a Michael Bay movie, essentially.
It's now or never. I'm going after Doomsday. I'll do whatever it takes to bring him down. Do so, and you shall feel death's cold embrace once more, Kryptonian. This creature you call Doomsday is unbeatable. Oh, turns out after Superman leaves, turns out he didn't kill the cyborg Superman. He turned it into a small sphere.
Mm-hmm.
What actually would then come about in... Oh, it's weird seeing Darkseid with actual eyes.
Mm-hmm, it is.
Isn't it? I don't really like it, to be honest.
No, he looks better, but it's just a red
he looks like Badrock.
Or Ben Grimm.
A great Ben Grimm, yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he basically feels like he can control it. Now, this would come into play during Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
Which will be for a long time. But I do like how it still keeps him off the board for now, but not dead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then look at this outfit.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that.
Yep, Mother Box has armed him to deal with Doomsday. So they're heading now, with help, they're heading over there as once again he's attacking that planet. And the new royal family once again sacrifices themselves to do it again. But it doesn't work, even with full intensity. Goodbye forever, monster. Impossible! It worked before! Gah! And they show up and it just
cut him in half. Jeez.
Right, and he's an energy being!
Mm-hmm.
He cut through an energy being! But he gives them a, farewell saying, like, if he taps into the planet's core, he'll destroy the whole planet. So basically, yeah, they're destroying these batteries. But yeah, that's enough. This can't go on. You have to be stopped permanently. I don't know how intelligent you are. Maybe you're just a mindless, raging beast. But you remember me, you know I put you down before. Metropolis. You can talk. Metropolis. I expected him to attack, but he's turning away from me like I'm nothing. He must know he can defeat you, or perhaps you do not concern him. Good. Don't give me the first shot. Hit him hard. Hit him fast. Burn!
I love that. That's
Just
so.
look at that.
That is so cool.
Oh, look at Doomsday here.
Oh, that's so cool. He looks like a demon.
He does. And oh, look. Shriek. Ah!
He's like Wolverine.
He extends it. He's keeping his distance.
Mm-hmm.
And then they try to use Sonics, but then like whip, whip, whoop. Now he has bones in his ears.
Mm-hmm.
They just closed up. And then we find out that his other knee is now fixed. He even says, even his knee bone that I kicked off our first fight has grown back. But then this is where he tries to read into him, but he can't find anything. Nothing. But then this is where we find out he sees Superman as Bertram. Why? Because he's Kryptonian. And it was on Krypton. This is where the reveal was. It was on Krypton.
Okay.
So that's why he went after Superman. Because he was Kryptonian.
That makes a lot of sense.
Kryptonians. Again, I do love how they created Doomsday without any backstory, and then they retroactively came up with a backstory that made so much sense and expanded the lore.
Yeah.
So, oh, look at this.
That's such a good image. I love that. The art
One
in
way
this
or
book is
another,
amazing.
This ends today. I tear into Doomsday with everything I've got. Inside me, the feeling of the scared little boy bubbles to the surface. Unfortunately, confidence is everything in a situation like this. Doomsday took me to the edge the first time we met. Now he's even tougher. Now, Superman's also tougher. He got a bit of a power boost after the end of Return of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
But even that's still not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that energy sword.
He got a lightsaber.
But is that still not enough? So eventually then, but then he apparently causes a feedback on Wave Rider. Oh. They keep on fighting. But then they find Wave Rider's ring, the time traveling bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
And using that with a bit from Mother Box, they are about ready to transport out of there. But he flies over there, smacks him, grabs him, and then takes him as far back. Wait, what the heck?
Sometimes DC Universe does that.
I hate that. Okay, so that's when he puts it on, and they go to the end of time.
Oh, jeez.
The only thing that could kill him.
Mm-hmm. And he'll be back.
Well, there's a clever way they bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be honest, though, that is the best way to kill him.
Yeah, that's the only way to kill him.
Yeah. And the Mother Box is what brought them there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then weird. So he's finally come to grips with everything, and he's finally learned to embrace it. He's no longer afraid.
I love that, how the whole thing is basically Superman afraid, and then he overcomes his fear. That's great.
Yep. Now, before we wrap up, let's go over the annual quickly.
Yeah, I'm down.
This is where we see Mitch and Mitch. He's going over there. Yep, there he is. He's going over there to meet up, with a group of other people because they found they think to be the area where Doomsday busted out of.
Mm-hmm.
And they're smashing it all, and it soon triggers a message. Well, and we also find out that Superman is going to explain everything to him that he has since learned.
Mm-hmm.
For example, when he came to Apocalypse the first time, or when he had a run-in with Darkseid. And this guy here is a good friend of Darkseid's, one of the few. Well, not him, but a different guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also beautiful Karev, one of his love interests.
Ah, of course.
Or his concubines.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Doomsday had landed there on this other planet. There it is. Mayhem was a friend of his.
Isn't that the ship that he took off of Krypton?
That's where he landed.
Okay, so he came straight to Apocalypse then?
No. This is not Apocalypse. This is one of the other worlds that Apocalypse was taking over.
Oh, okay, okay.
Darkseid saw his mighty friend defeat countless foes beneath the burning blazes of the planet and its fire pit, and always assumed his friend was unkillable. As he watches the Armageddon creature tear his friend limb from limb with swift brutality, unimagined until this day, Darkseid experienced the very first twinge of fear in his life. Now look at that!
That is an image of Darkseid I never thought I would see.
And it works!
It does.
Hold! Oh, look at that!
That's such a good image.
But they didn't face down, they just stare down. So they leave, and he takes another ship that takes him to another planet that he's beating up on. He's just trashing this place. This is one where they just introduce some other warriors for him to fight. I do like how they're showing these other worlds. We're jumping around before he got to the planet was raided. But in this one, first of all, you have Gil Kane and Jerry Ordway doing this. Why? Because Darkseid deals with the Green Lantern. But wait till you see what happens. Basically, Jerry Ordway draws all the Doomsday stuff. Gil Kane draws all the Lantern stuff.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep. But wait until you see this. He kills it, and then he takes the ring!
Oh, jeez.
And he actually uses it to fly!
Man,
He's figured out how to use it.
He's I love how when they make Doomsday like intelligent.
I think it's instinct more than intelligence on this one. You must be punished. So they stopped him, even when the Guardians fought him and got the ring back.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out the descendant of that lantern was another former Lantern.
Oh, Tomar Ray, the one who failed to stop the destruction of Krypton.
Yep. And then we see the epilogue that explain, what they just summarize everything else. But yeah, we see a bit. They get a message from Radiant to their people because this is them still on the remains of that planet.
Mm-hmm.
So how was that?
I love that. That was
how's the story? The whole story.
Love them. I love. You're right. I love how they just gave us Doomsday. His whole purpose was to just be a creature that can kill Superman. They kill Superman. They bring him back, and then they're like, let's expand upon Doomsday a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, this was a very good story, and I love how Titus Superman would be afraid. Bringing type of Superman back made sense.
Yes, all of this made sense.
Yep, taking down Doomsday and Darkseid. Again, this was Darkseid at his weakest. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't think Doomsday could take down Darkseid now.
Well, depending on the version, but after all the fights, especially after being beaten by a bunch of Kryptonians during New Krypton, if that's still canon. Yeah, how many times has Krypton Kandor been destroyed and brought back lately?
I have no idea.
I have so lost count on what's consistent with Kandor these days.
It's because every single writer likes to destroy it to establish stakes. Oh, no.
Yeah, like, boom, boom. Yeah, look what Ben just did that.
Yeah, that man.
But the artwork was good. The Superman's characterization was damn good.
There's just something about Superman is like, no, I can't hold back with this guy. I saw what happened last time. No, I'm gonna beat his skull in.
Exactly. And
this is the equivalent of the "I live in a world of cardboard" speech from JLU.
Exactly. And again, just so much of this was just so awesome, so damn good.
Yes.
And Superman was, again, having Superman be afraid makes sense from the creature that killed him. He never thought he could die. I mean, if you were in his positions, wouldn't you feel the same way?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. And what did you think about that annual expanding? What did you think about Doomsday's backstory to him jumping around? I do think it's a little bit pushing it, having him utilize the lantern ring.
Yeah, there were a few of those things. Like, in other words, he was able to navigate the spaceship he stowed a weight on. So somehow he was able to program coordinates. There's a lot of leaps of logic in that where I'm like, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but it's one of those things where when you really think about it, I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
Yep. So yeah, overall, this is one of my favorites. I give it a strong 9 out of 10.
Where does this rank for you amongst the whole quadrilogy of the Death and Return of Superman?
believe it or not, you know what my favorite of the quadrilogy is?
Which one?
World Without. Because that was
really?
the first comics I've read, and it's the heart of the story.
Oh, you mean
It's why they did it.
You mean Funeral for a Friend?
Funeral for a Friend, World Without.
Yeah.
It's the reason, it's the heart of the story. It's the reason why.
Yeah, it's the whole because they were like, let's see the world without Superman. That's what it is.
Yeah, all the death was just fist fight. It was just a slugfest.
What I liked about the death is how, as the issues went on, the panel count got progressive.
Oh yeah, I love that.
That is such a cool.
Except for the Justice League issue, that one did not fall into it.
And the Justice League one, that's the other thing. The Justice League one, I was like, my favorite one is the Return of Superman, because you get him in the black suit with the boots and the guns.
I do like that, but let's also be honest, it's really long.
It's very long. Yes, exactly. That's the longest of them, and I'm like, it's because they're also fitting in like bloodlines into it, and I'm like, stop it. Just tell this.
Yeah, but overall, if I had to pick it, this would be up higher above Returns because it's a straight to the point, but it expands on the death. The death would be the lowest because it's just a slugfest. Now, the ending is the biggest impact, obviously, but you feel more of that in Funeral for a Friend. Funeral for a Friend is my favorite still, overall.
Yeah, me too.
That's the heart. That's the emotions.
Of the four, I agree with you. It is Funeral. This is number 2. And then it's Returns, and then
well, wait till we get Doomsday War. Doomsday War kind of connects to this one, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, but I haven't read the one I'm talking about. Of the 4 ones that of the
I get you.
That make up that set. Yeah, that's my favorite. That's my order.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys in the next one. We'll have just enough time to get through Doomsday Wars. We'll see you guys then.